Hello YouTube, today we're going to be using a random number generator to generate a NFL GOAT. From the player's position to its ratings, everything will be completely random. We'll then simulate the career from start to finish, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments if this player has become the next NFL GOAT. But before we start the video, please like and subscribe to help support the channel. Now let's head on over to the wheel and the random number generator. So first off, we're going to spin the wheel to see what position our player will be. We have skill positions from the offensive side and the defensive side of the football, ranging from quarterback to defensive tackle, middle linebacker, every position you can think of other than kicker, punter, and offensive line. Let's go ahead and click spin to see what our player will be, and it will be a left outside linebacker on the defensive end. Next up, we have a wheel of all 32 NFL teams. We are going to spin it to see what team our player will start its career on. It may switch teams, it may stay on this team, but we're going to spin to see the first team it starts its career on. Right now, all 32 NFL teams, and it will be the Carolina Panthers, where he will be helping Bryce Young and that defense. And lastly, before we hop into Madden 25 and use a random number generator to generate the attributes and ratings, we must first pick out a name. We're going to generate 5 names, all male names, and combine them. So we got Rigoberto, Benjamin, Wilmer, Soto, Brenton Fry, Quinn Hines, and Terrence Walters. I like this Rigoberto right there, and we're going to go ahead and use Fry as the last name. So Rigoberto Fry is our player's name, and we're going to hop into Madden 25 right now and start generating the ratings. We are now in Madden 25, loaded up Rigoberto Fry, the left outside linebacker, onto the Carolina Panthers. He's wearing jersey number 92, and we randomly selected a college, being Virginia Tech. He is age 20, and he is a rookie for this very first season. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, there's a random number generator. We set the minimum to 50 and the maximum to 99. We'll be spinning this for every single rating that is important to our player, because if we head on over to ratings and scroll down a little bit, there is very useless ratings for the left outside linebacker position, as it gives every single rating across all positions. So for example, short route running, completely useless. Throw accuracy won't be affecting our player at all, so we'll be ignoring those ratings. However, we'll be spinning for all the important ones. We will have 3 free respins at any point in the video if we don't like a rating. For example, tackling, we get a 55. That is a rating that we don't want. We can respin and hopefully get a higher number. If it's a 92, let's say, during our respin, we're allowed to keep the 92. However, it is at a cost of one of our free respins. So we only have 3 of those. We must choose when to use them and do it very wisely. Now it is time for the most important part of the video, and the part you've all been waiting for, using the random number generator to generate the ratings for Rigoberto Fry to see if he could become the next GOAT in the NFL. Lots of this rating can be what makes or breaks how good he will be throughout his career, so we have to get some good numbers here. Starting off with speed, it will be a 94. This guy is fast. A 94 speed left outside linebacker. This is good if we want to get after that quarterback. He can quickly get there. Now let's see how fast he can accelerate to that speed. It's going to be a 52. That is so low, a 52 acceleration. I'm going to go ahead and use my first respin on acceleration just because it's so low and the chance of us getting higher is very likely. So first respin, it will be a 78. So that's not bad. We'll take the 78 at acceleration there. We only have 2 more respins throughout the rest of these ratings that we use the random number generator for. Next up is agility, and we get a 65. So it stays the same at 65 right there. Next one is strength, 91 strength. That is huge. Very strong left outside linebacker. That is really, really good for this build. Next up is awareness, and it will be a 60. So he's not aware at all. 60 is pretty low, but we'll move on. Next one here we'll be spinning the random number generator for is catching. We get a 96. So if the ball is in his area, he won't be very aware, but the chance he hangs on to the football are very likely. And we'll move down here to jumping. We get a 75 for jumping. We expected it to be low based off how high that number was, but 75 jumping. Can't jump crazy high, doesn't have the huge hops, but he can get up there if he needs to, and he has the ability to catch the ball when it is near him. For the next few ratings, these are really important. It will determine if he's a speed rusher, power rusher, if he can cover well, if he can stop the run. it will be very, very important to determine what he will be as that left outside linebacker and how he will be utilized in this Panthers defense. Starting it off here, it will be a 75 again. I clicked it and it stayed at a 75. Tackling, this one's huge. We're going to get a 52. All right, we're going to use our second respin right here. 52 tackling is extremely low, and we're going to get a 96. 96 tackling, really, really good. We can tackle really well now, but we only have one respin throughout the rest of this video. Hit power, this is a pretty big one as well. 95, we only went down one. 95 hit power. The chance of fumbles and strip sacks are very likely out of Rigoberto Fry. He is a beast so far. Block shedding, this is also really important. Again, 81, that is solid. We'll take an 81 block shedding, getting off those blocks to make the tackle, and he can make those tackles because of that 96 rating. Finesse and power moves, this is important as we will see how he will get to the quarterback, and he is a 74 finesse move. So decent finesse. Is he more of a power guy or will it be lower? It will be 72. So it's about average, low, a little lower than we were hoping for, but 74 finesse, 72 power. Pursuit, we're going to see if he's a coverage linebacker. 64 pursuit. Now, man and zone coverage. Can he cover? 93 man coverage. That is really, really high for this position. And then for the zone coverage, we get an 82. 82 zone coverage. So he's more of a man guy, but he can do the zone if he needs to. You can plug him in any zone schemes, anything. He will do what needs to be done. Press is a 65 right now. We generate it and it'll be a 96 press. So this guy can play man coverage. He can press you off the line. He will stop you from getting anywhere. He can make the tackles. This is really, really good. The last three we'll be spinning the random number generator for is stamina, toughness, and injury. Stamina is huge, and it will be a 82. That's pretty good. We'll take an 82 stamina for our player. Toughness, he has 95 toughness. This guy is a tough left outside linebacker. I'm assuming toughness is like how you bounce back from injury if you're dealing with anything throughout the season, your ability to push through it, but I'm not exactly sure. But he is a tough left outside linebacker. And then for the injury, he has a 93 injury, so he's not likely to get injured. Now, we finished all the very important ratings, and we still have one respin. We're going to go ahead and move on to the player traits. This stuff here is very important. There's normal, star, superstar, X factor. So 1, 2, 3, 4 development traits that our player can be. We're going to set the minimum to 1 and the maximum to 4. This will determine what development trait we get. We want a star or better. Hopefully we don't get normal. And we get superstar X factor. That is the greatest one we could have gotten. He will develop fast from where he's at. Now, most of this other stuff will also be spinning the random number generator for, such as penalty, plays ball in the air, that's a big one, big hitter, utilizing the finesse and power moves, high motor, this kind of stuff. This is very important as well. Not just the development, but how he plays on the field, his habits, his nature when he's on the field. So we're starting off with penalty. There is currently 1, 2, so there's 2, undisciplined and normal. We'll set the minimum to 1, the maximum to 2, and we get 2. 2 is normal, so he's normal penalty, which is good. You don't want to be undisciplined on the penalties. Now, for this stuff here, decision maker, I'm not exactly sure if this applies to just quarterback, but we'll do it for the left outside linebacker. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 for the decision maker. We will spin and we get 2 again. So he will be an aggressive decision maker. I'm not exactly sure if that once again applies as left outside linebacker, but we spun it anyways. Next up is the plays ball in the air. We will be spinning this one, and there is 1, 2, 3. There's 3 for the plays ball in the air. We will spin and we get 1. So 1 was balance, 2 was aggressive, 3 was conservative. So we'll have the balance play ball in the air. Big hitter, yes or no? There's 2 of them. We'll spin this one. Hopefully he's a big hitter. He is a big hitter, so he can make big hits, tackle well. Chances of fumbles and everything are very high. utilize the finesse and power moves. This will also be very, very important based off what he had. He was about average in what he did have, but we want him to utilize it in some way, shape, or form. There is 2, no or yes. And for the first one, we get 2, utilize the finesse moves. He will. Will he utilize his power move? He won't. He will be more of a finesse rusher when it comes to rushing the quarterback. High motor, yes or no. We get 1, and it was at 1 originally, which was yes. Predictability, I'm not exactly sure if this applies, but we'll go ahead and spin it anyways as well. And we get 1, so he is predictable in what he does. We're assuming the moves and everything, that is pretty bad, but it's okay because everything else this player has is seeming to make up for it. Then there's some catching here, which we won't do, but strip ball. This one's also a pretty good player trait to have if we do get it. Yes or no? Starting off with no, 1 or 2. And we get 2, so he can strip the ball, which is huge. Really good build contract. He's on a 1-year deal, so he might sign with the Panthers, he might not. Carroll, we're going to keep the same. Appearance, he'll stay the same. And we're going to exit to see what his overall will be. So after making the random number generator generate all the ratings for our player, Rigoberto Fry comes in at a 79 overall as a rookie. We do have 1 skill point to use, so we'll go ahead and use it on the we'll do speed rusher. So up that, he stays at a 79, 73 overall speed rusher now, but this is really good. These are his core attributes. As you can see, awareness and pursuit are low, and then secondary attributes, his agility and impact blocking are low. But this is really good. You can see all his traits on the left side. Really good player. And then go on over to the abilities. He's a selfless pass rush superstar X Factor. We might use the random number generator to spin one of these. So there is in total 8 of these. Let's go ahead and use that random number generator to generate a superstar X Factor ability for him. He gets 6. So it is going to be this bowling ball one. He's a run stuffer. And then the superstar abilities, there's so many that we haven't unlocked. We'll just keep it at what it was originally, which was the form tackler. So 79 overall, Rigoberto Fry. Can't wait to start simming his entire career. Will he be the GOAT? Let's find out. For the first year, this is what the Panthers team is looking like, and it is pretty solid. This offensive line's all stars. We're using a Madden 26 roster, so it's not completely accurate, but it's the closest we can get to Madden 26 before it comes out in August. We still have Adam Thielen on the team. We got McMillan, of course, Xavier Legette. Chuba Hubbard is a dog. Bryce Young is a pretty good quarterback. Doesn't get the credit because of this terrible team, but hopefully Rigoberto Fry can help elevate it. This is the defense. We got Jadeveon Clowney on the right, outside linebacker, still in the league. Got Derek Brown, JC Horn. So there's some really good players on this team still. I don't know if this is playoff caliber. We're going to go simulate to the end of every season. I don't want to stall and go through game by game because this video will take a long time if we do so. But I want to send this first week, see what the first game of Rigoberto Fry's career is looking like. Against the Saints, we lose 30-24. If we head on over to stats and awards, and then to player stats right here, go to the defense. Rigoberto Fry, 2 solo tackles, 2 assisted tackles, 4 total, 0 tackle for loss, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. So it's pretty mid-game overall. I mean, got his tackles, but 38 downs played. I mean, it's all right. Obviously, we want more, but he's a rookie in a not-so-good team. I'll be very shocked if this team makes the playoffs, but the goal overall so far this season is just get some development on our player. He might switch teams. He most likely will switch teams after this season. But we're going to go ahead and sim to the end of the season, show you guys what the overall stats are looking like. So after the first season, we go 6-11 on this Panthers team. If we go to stats and awards, this is what we are most looking forward to. It is the stats of our player. First year, rookie season, head over to the defense. And there he is, 60 solo tackles, 18 assisted tackles, makes it 78 total tackles. Third on the team, 4 tackle for loss, 2.5 sacks. So it's not amazing, but we were still getting a little bit of production from him. 0 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, and 2 forced fumbles. That strip ball and the strength, all that contributes to a 2 forced fumble season, which is pretty good. But we're not fully utilizing him on this Panthers team. I'm not touching any of this, and I won't be able to switch teams, so we're going to have to look around what team is on every season. This is what the playoff bracket is looking like, and we were 4th in the division, 3rd in the division, actually. It's pretty weak NFC South here on the Panthers, Falcons, Bucks, Saints. 82 overall at the end of the season, which is not terrible, minus the 1 morale, so he's actually an 83. Still got a ton of time for Rigoberto Fry to develop, but at 83 at the end of the season, which is 4 overalls, I'm pretty sure, higher than what we started out, which is really good. Let's go ahead and sim to the Pro Bowl and see if he got the awards, and also if he got any Rookie of the Years. This is a tough first year being on the Panthers. This is like being sent to the gulag pretty much. Final drum roll before we get there. Left outside linebacker, we don't make it. It's Mike Parsons, Jared Verse. It's tough competition to make it to that Pro Bowl team, so I'm not surprised we didn't make it. Head on over to Defensive Player of the Year. We're there at all. Nope. For the Defensive Rookie of the Year, we were 2nd, so it wasn't terrible. James Pierce Jr. ended up being higher. We got 2nd in Defensive Rookie of the Year voting, which is not bad. And then for Best Linebacker, were we there at all? No, we were not. For the first year, it wasn't terrible. 2nd year for Defensive Rookie. It's not bad on this really bad team. We'll go ahead and sim to year 2, see what it's looking like in our 2nd season, and if there's any changes, we're gonna go ahead and update you guys then. It is officially year 2. We're still on the Panthers as a team because we can't switch once we start a franchise. But if we head on over to defense, Rigoberto Fry is no longer a Panther. So let's go ahead and look at the rosters, see where he ended up signing. Rigoberto Fry ends up on the Buccaneers for his 2nd season. He's an 83 overall still. He goes to a division rival in the Buccaneers. So the Panthers make it to a playoff appearance, 12-5 as a 79 overall team. The Bucks are the 5th seed, which is nice for Rigoberto Fry, 11-6. And Rigoberto Fry, 2nd in team tackles, 6.5 sacks, an interception, 5 deflections, no forced fumbles. Man, that was a pretty good step up from last year. 4 more sacks, almost leading the team in tackles on a really good defense. Jamal Dean, Benjamin Morrison is a 2nd-year corner or 1st-year corner. Zion McCollum, Vita Vea, Tyke Smith, Antoine Winfield. I mean, this team is good, and he's up there in tackles. Really, really good season for Rigoberto Fry. But is that a Pro Bowl season? I don't think so. We're going to keep simming through to the Pro Bowl every single year, see how things are, as well as the yearly awards. And then the Buccaneers end up losing by a touchdown to the Packers, 17-24. See what his stats were looking like during that game. I don't know if he was contributing. It was a low-scoring game in terms of what we just experienced, that absolute blowout of a game versus the Commanders. So that game versus the Packers for the Bucks, it was a quiet game for Rigoberto Fry for the most part. Actually, he did have 1 sack, 5 tackles. For the NFC, we'll include, for the left outside linebacker position, Micah Parsons and Van Ginkel. I don't know how good Van Ginkel was. He's an 84 overall, and I'm assuming, I gotta check his overall once again for our player Rigoberto Fry, 89, which is really good. So he moved up 6 overalls from year 1 to year 2. So finishing year 2 as an 89 overall, he'll be easily a 90 by the end of next season. Maybe like a 93, 94. I don't know how hard it is to progress when you're that high in overall. Getting closer to that 99. The Super Bowl for year 2 will be a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl. The yearly awards for the season player of the year, we don't make a top 10, but best linebacker, we are 6. So 6 best linebacker. We're improving ever so slightly in the rankings. We have to end up passing Micah Parsons, which is going to be really hard. I don't know, he might be a 99 or a 98. So it's going to be hard to pass him. I want to go ahead and check also what the contract was looking like contractually. How long is he a Buccaneer for? He signed a 4-year deal, $22 million. So he's going to be locked up with the Bucks for another 3 more years. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and sim to next season, season number 3. So at the end of the season, the Bucks win the NFC South 11-6, back on top of the division. I don't know how we won the division last year with the roster that we had. But looking at the playoff bracket, once again, Bucks 3rd seed. Eagles get the bye week again. They're dominating this NFC. Tough matchup there for the Bucks. It's going to be the Bucks versus the Seahawks. Heading over to stats and awards, is Rigoberto Fry taking another big step in his 3rd year now? Scroll all the way down to the Bucks, and then the defense. Not a bad year for Baker. 33 touchdowns. Rigoberto Fry, less tackles, 15.5 sacks for Rigoberto Fry. His first double-digit sack season's 15.5. Had a forced fumble. Oh my goodness, all 17 games played, under 1,000 downs. What a season, Rigoberto Fry. Shout out Vita Vea getting double-digit sacks as well. He put in some work there. That defensive line is goated. Yaya Diaby, I think that's how you say it, Diaby, something like that. Got 6 sacks. Sawyer and Cansey, McDuffie. This front 7 is so good. Heading on over to the first week in the playoffs. Past the wild card, do the Bucks move on? They do. It's a 27-19 game, first divisional round game for Rigoberto Fry, and the Bucks a Vikings win. They win 24-17, beating Rigoberto Fry and that Bucks team. Let's go ahead and check out what the stats were for that game. Defense, Rigoberto Fry, 5 tackles, and then 1 tackle for loss. So he didn't do that much. Was able to get some tackles. Good on defensively. I think it's an offensive breakdown. Oh, McCarthy went off. 3 touchdowns and an interception. 240 yards. Zach Charbonnet with 60 yards, doubling the production of Bucky Irving. Yeah. Shout out to the Vikings, man. Getting themselves a conference championship appearance, but we have a Pro Bowl to look at and then the yearly awards before we move on to next season. And it's a Niners win 20-14 versus the Vikings. Pro Bowl roster. This is a high chance we make it. Left outside linebacker goes to Rigoberto Fry. Micah Parsons is not there. It's Jared Verse and Rigoberto Fry. 92 overall. So he went up 3 overalls, I'm pretty sure. I think it was 89 last year. 92 overall and a Pro Bowl appearance. His first of his young career comes in year 3. And then next week is the Super Bowl matchup, 49ers versus the Titans. That's a very interesting matchup. For the yearly awards, Defense Player of the Year, we get 3rd. Michael Parsons is number 1. What? How do you not make a Pro Bowl? How do you not make a Pro Bowl, but he's number 1? First appearance on that defensive player list for the NFC at number 3, which is, we're improving. We're slightly improving every single season. You love to see it. And then best linebacker in the game. We beat out Michael Parsons for best linebacker, and we are behind him as a defensive player of the year. How in the world does that happen? Shout out Micah, but man, we outperformed you. There's no way. Sending to year 4 of Rigoberto Fry's career. Year number 4 for Rigoberto Fry's GOAT career, potentially. 93 overall in his 4th season, the 3rd highest overall player on that Bucks team. Bucks 85 overall versus the 78 Panthers team. I mean, this team is not improving whatsoever, this Panthers team. Let's take a look at the lineup real quick. We have a rookie QB, I guess. Who the heck is David Carter? 1 year out of Northwestern. I mean, where did Bryce Young go? Tara McMillan is completely gone. I don't know how you lose your rookie 1st-round pick like that. The defensive unit, Derek Brown's still on the team. J.C. Horn left. I don't know how Derek Brown is just year after year spending it on the Panthers. He's so good. He could be on any team, and he's staying loyal to the Panthers, which is nice, but your team sucks. You gotta get yourself a chip. Year 4, 2-15 by this Panthers team. Wow, the Bucs flopped 5-12. They missed out on the playoffs, finishing 3rd in the NFC South. Rigoberto Fry had 14 sacks, so he underperformed in the sack category from last year, but 14 sacks, another double-digit campaign, really good. 63 tackles went down, 8 tackles for loss, no interceptions, surprisingly, but he did get that 1 forced fumble and 2 fumble recoveries. So he's out there doing his thing. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and check his overall. I think he was 93 last year, so my guess is maybe a 95. So he's a 95 overall. Really good. He's a dog. Pro Bowl roster for this year. Left outside linebacker. It will go to Rigoberto Fry and Micah Parsons. We beat out Micah Parsons 2nd straight year. It was Jared Verse last year. Micah Parsons didn't even make it last year. Rigoberto Fry there, 95 overall, same as Max Crosby, and just 3 overalls less than Micah Parsons. Defense Player of the Year, James Pierce Jr. wins it. Rigoberto Fry falls to 5. Wasn't a great season, but 5. Michael Parsons didn't even make it. And he was I'm so lost on how they simulate these awards. Michael Parsons didn't even make it. Best linebacker, though, for Rigoberto Fry. That's back-to-back best linebackers, back-to-back Pro Bowls. And I believe he'll be a 24-year-old, 25-year-old. So, still a lot more time. He probably has another decade in him before he's looking at retirement. Anyways, we'll see you year number 5. And potentially the final year for Rigoberto Fry on this Bucs team. He finished last year as a 95 overall, if I'm correct, which could be the highest overall now on that Bucs team. And it's 2nd highest. Actually, no, it's tied first. Rigoberto Fry is up to a 96. Tristan Wirfs was a 97 last year, I'm pretty sure. So he went down by 1. Year number 5 comes to an end. 2-15 for this Panthers team, but we're looking for the Bucs. 10-7, that's a playoff seeded team. 5th seed for the Bucs. Head on over to that playoff bracket. See who we're going to face. It will be the Falcons. NFC South matchup in the wild card. Now, please don't let me down. We are heading to the player stats. Buccaneers. Scroll down. I should have went up. For Bucs. Passing. Derpy went crazy with those 200 yards. But did Rigoberto Fry? He had, oh my gosh, what a slump. 57 tackles. 8 tackle for loss. 3.5 sacks. He had 1 interception, which is probably one of his first. Played all 17 games, and he did terrible. Absolute buns. Rigoberto Fry, what are we doing? Did they beat the Falcons good? They did. 27-14. Eagles are a 3 seed this year. They're not the 1st seed. They're still good, though. Still making the playoffs. Elite run they're having. Assuming this next week. Can we do it? Playoff bracket. Bucs do it. 31-24. They go against the 7th seed Seahawks, who beat the number 1 seed Vikings, so they're no team to be sleeping on. And then it's a Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship. We've seen that plenty of times. Can we make the first Super Bowl for Rigoberto Fry in his career? That will make up for a flop of a season he had. This is a contract year 2, and he didn't do well, which is crazy. In real life, that would most likely not happen. Shout out Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants, receiver 3 on that NFC East team, or NFC Pro Bowl team. Who is this Bolden guy at 72 overall, leading the way? Anyways, scroll down to left outside linebacker, and we don't get it. Mike Parsons, 97, regressed down from that 98. And then this new guy, Walker, is a 80 overall. Took the spot. Rigoberto Fry, sell job this season. NFC, go to the defense player of the year, and not even top 10. Out of the voting. Best linebacker, we fall. We're not even in the best linebacker conversation. Shout out on Kayvon Thibodeau, Giants. Hopefully he makes a big step this season. But man, what are we doing? What are we doing? Rigoberto Fry. Rigoberto Fry is a 98 overall. He goes up to a 98, truly a 97 overall, so it's actually 2. He is 99 tackle, 99 hit power, 94 speed, 99 block shed. So he's got good stats. He's a good player still. I don't know what happened last season. He signs a 5-year deal, $65 million total salary with an 81 signing bonus. 81 million signing bonus. Wow, he is locked up with the Bucks. He might finish his career with the Bucks. As a 25-year-old, he has maybe 8 to 10 years left in the NFL. We're gonna sim 2 next season, see if year 6 is the leap that we were looking for. It's year 6, a new contract for Rigoberto Fry on that Bucks team. Massive contract, got paid big time by them. He's the highest overall now. Wirfs continues to regress. He's a 93. Bucky Irving is a 93. Antoine Winfield still on the team, 91. James Johnston, got some generated players now. Jose Bayless, new guys on the team. And Cody Mauch, bro. That teeth gap is insane. Another horrendous season by this Panthers team. 1-16. Hanging on for dear life to not become the first 0-17 team. And the Bucks win the NFC South with an abysmal 8-9. That is classic NFC South fashion right there. But the Bucks make it. So they're in the playoffs. 4th seed going against the Dallas Cowboys in the wild card. And the Cowboys finished with a winning record at 10-7. Let's take a look at the stats. Can it be a big season? Was this a step up from, 3.5 sacks last year by Rigoberto Fry? I mean, it was so low, I don't even remember. Missed out on that double-digit sacks. 71 tackles, 10 tackle for loss, no interceptions, 2 deflections, 1 forced fumble, and then 0 fumble recoveries. Played 1 less game and less downs than he usually does, but it wasn't terrible. He bounced back. Not a great season. We've seen greater from him. This season's kind of but it's a step up. We like to see the step up. They will beat the Cowboys 35-21. They're going to get the 3rd seed Rams, who just beat the Packers. Can they make another conference championship appearance as an 8-9 team? They will not. Oh my, 41-6. Wow. Destroyed, just completely obliterated. Not a chance in the world for a comeback. Just dismantled this team. And it was 2 field goals. It wasn't even a touchdown. It was 2 field goals in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. Not a single touchdown. Gave 17 points in the 4th quarter. Just let them run away with the game. Bryce Young, the former Panther, is a Ram. Bryce Young just sent him there to destroy Rigoberto Fry's team. It was a 6-tackle game, 1 tackle for loss, an interception. Rigoberto Fry had an interception. So Bryce Young, only interception, was thrown to our guy, Rigoberto Fry. But other than that, this team, man, Wirfs made it at that left tackle. Scrolling all the way down, left outside linebacker, Michael Parsons, Rigoberto Fry, left outside linebacker too, and he's a 99 overall. He has progressed to the highest overall you can get in Madden. And to Defensive Player of the Year, Rigoberto Fry did not make the cut. It seems like we're being outperformed by James Pierce Jr. That seems to be our rival I guess, because he beat us that first year. Best linebacker, we lose out to Michael Parsons. It was second in best linebacker. Michael Parsons has been switching from linebacker to, I guess, D-line. He's just swapping all over the place. Chooses to be a linebacker this year, taking away our chances of a best linebacker. So, year 7, things aren't looking great. I'll say that. We need a historic season. Michael Parsons is killing us. James Pierce Jr. seems to be the best defensive player in our division. We're not even the best defensive player in the division. It's James Pierce Jr. who's the best defensive player in the division. And not the best linebacker in the conference. We're struggling right now. And Rigoberto Fry, we need to step up. 99 overall is a start. Now we need results. We need some big results. I feel like I'm giving a pep talk or coaching this team, giving motivation. We need to do something. I need the Madden simulation, the AI from my computer to hear me speak right now and give us a great season for Rigoberto Fry. We need it. Please, Rigoberto Fry, still the 99 overall, 26. These are peak prime years that we need to take advantage of. I need the simulation to give us a crazy season. 2-15 for this Panthers team. The Bucks are the 1 seed, 12-5. Rigoberto Fry, 13 sacks. 2 interceptions, 71 tackles, lower tackles than we wanted, but 71 tackles is great. 13 sacks, we bounced back, we're back in the double digits, 7 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions, 3 deflections, a forced fumble. Man, this team is good. Let's take a look at this playoff bracket. This could be the year a Super Bowl is brought back to Tampa. Simulation in 2030, 5 years from where we are now in real life. Sim the wild card. Who are the Bucks going to face in that first week? It will be the Rams. We lost to the Rams. I need this team to bounce back versus the Rams. Remember what they did to you last season. Don't let them do that to you again. You need to get to the NFC Championship, and you need to win. I see in the corner, it's a 34-24 win. We're going against the Niners, the 4th seed Niners. I don't know how good this Niners team is. Who did they have? Is Brock Purdy still on the team? They had a Purdy Hurts matchup there. Rushing, they have this guy, Dorian Bayless. 92 yards. Receiving, they have Dontavian Wicks now. Dylan Barrett is new. These guys are new. Romeo and Dobbs. So they got the Packers receivers. Delonte Metcalf, not DK Metcalf, Delonte Metcalf. And once again, the running back. Defense, Tyler Nubin, shout out him. Nick Bosa, Justin Jones, Kendrick Smith. I'm not worried about this team. Because who do we have on the Bucks? Rigoberto Fry, that's who's on the Bucks. Potential GOAT. The Niners, it's a Super Bowl appearance. So we won't make a Pro Bowl, which is good. You don't want to make a Pro Bowl whenever you're heading to the Super Bowl. That's the best time to not make a Pro Bowl. I wish they still had it to where you're Pro Bowl selected, but the way they have it set up in Madden, you're not listed on there if you are in the Super Bowl. They only select the people who didn't make it. It was Jared Verse, Kayvon Thibodeau. Shout out Kayvon. Todd Bowles, second best coach and the best coach in the NFC. NFC Defense Player of the Year is Trevin Wallace. We lost to Trevin Wallace. I don't know who you are, Trevin Wallace. Respectfully, of course. With all due respect, I don't know who you are. Jared Verse is second. We get third. Oh my gosh, we lost to Verse. We're the second best linebacker. This doesn't make sense. Trevin Wallace is your Defense Player of the Year as the third best linebacker, and he manages to win Defensive Player of the Year. It's just the same 3 guys just completely switched around for best linebacker. I don't understand this game, bro. And it looks like we lost the Super Bowl 28-29. Oh shoot, no, we won 29-28. James Johnston, Super Bowl MVP. We didn't get the Super Bowl MVP, but the Bucks win by a point. The screen over here, I know I'm not tripping, 28-29, it said we lost, but we ended up winning. So we are a Super Bowl champion. We don't have the Super Bowl MVP, but Super Bowl champion Bucks and Super Bowl champion player Rigoberto Fry. We have won a big award. It's a team award, but it's an award nonetheless. We'll see you guys in the next year. The best are considered Lawrence Taylor, Derek Thomas, Derek Brooks, Kevin Green. Those are what Google says. And Rigoberto Fry isn't there yet. 0-17 for this Panthers team. It's a playoff appearance for the Bucks, 9-8. They get a little worse, 9-8, 7th seed, going against the Packers as that 2nd seed. Rams are the 1st seed. What a season. 18 tackles for loss, 72 tackles, 2 pass deflections, no forced fumbles. It's a great season nonetheless. His second 15 sack season, 15 plus. His highest is a 15.5. This season has potential. End up beating the Packers 21-13. We're going against the Rams. They're a lot better than us this year. Last year we were able to take care of business as the 1st seed, and they were the 6th seed. Can the Bucks do it? Bring home a win? They don't. They lose 24-30. So a Pro Bowl is on the table now. Not a Super Bowl, but a Pro Bowl's on the table. Tristan Wirfs still putting in a great season on this Bucks team. Scoring all the way down, left outside linebacker Rigoberto Fry, 9 overall still. Left outside linebacker, gets the job done. Pro Bowler Thomas Owen on the Jets, MVP. How about that, Jets fans? You finally get something. Get some recognition, some hope. Thomas Owen. Rigoberto Fry is your defensive player of the year. First award there. Head over to best linebacker. We finally get best linebacker, best defensive player of the year. On the NFC side, though, we still have to sim one more to see if we beat out the AFC defensive player. We don't get the defensive player of the year in the entire league, but defensive player of the year on the NFC, we'll sim to next season, see how things are going. But as far as NFL GOAT, we're not quite there. We'll see you in this next season, though. End of the season, 1-16 Panthers. The Bucks finished 10-7 as the 5th seed. Falcons win the division again, and it's a Rams-Bucks matchup. We're seeing a rivalry be formed between these two teams. Defense, Rigoberto Fry, 16.5 sacks, the new highest sack count for him in his career. 79 tackles is also a career high, I'm pretty sure. Is either 79 or 81. 2 interceptions for him, and then 1 pass deflection, no forced fumbles. So it's a really good season. All 17 games played, 959 downs. He's playing good. We should have the career, or the Bucks, the career sack leading. And we do. We break it 2032. It's now 91. We'll soon have 100, hopefully. Maybe on the Bucks. We are at 96. So we had 3 sacks when we were on the Panthers. 6 interceptions total as well. Could maybe possibly get 10 by the time this guy retires. And we lose 28-23. Is Bryce Young still a Ram? He is. He's 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, thrown with 249 yards. What a game. Roberto Fry, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 4 tackles. Great game by him. He did his part. Bryce Young there at the top. A lot of these guys are now AI generated or Madden generated players. Left outside linebacker, still at a 99 overall. Rigoberto Fry is the Pro Bowler for the NFC. #1 left outside linebacker. NFC Defense Player of the Year, Rigoberto Fry gets one again. And then for the best linebacker, we get best linebacker. 32 season recap. It was Greg Rousseau who gets Defense Player of the Year. So we end up not getting Defense Player of the Year for a second straight year. Gets snubbed. And it's Shedeur Sanders, Super Bowl MVP, leading the Falcons to a second Super Bowl for this simulation. We'll sim to next season though. However, the Bucs finish #1 seed, 13-4. That's the highest we've seen from this Bucs team. I think 12-5 was the previous highest that we saw. Stats and awards, Jeremiah Ward still doing terrible on this Panthers team. His career is not great, to say the least. Defense on the Bucs, it is Rigoberto Fry, 17.5 sacks, the new highest, and I'm for sure certain that 88 tackles was the new, or is the new high for Rigoberto Fry. No interceptions. James Johnston had 5, which is impressive. Only 2 sacks for him though. 2 forced fumbles, 2 of them being recovered. Pass deflection as well to go along with that. 17 games started. Great season by Rigoberto Fry. 17.5 sacks puts us where exactly in the top of the league? It puts us #2. Greg Rousseau is at 18 for the Packers. Us in the 1st seed, Giants 2nd seed, Lions 7th seed, Vikings 3rd seed, Washington 6th seed, Seahawks 4th seed, Eagles 5th. Then you got the Bengals on that left side with the 1. Got Texans, Jets, Bills, Ravens, Raiders, and Browns. The Bucs will go against the Eagles. 1st seed Bucs, 5th seed Eagles, and then 2nd seed Giants versus the Vikings. Got an AFC North matchup with the Bengals, Ravens, and then Texans, Browns on the AFC side there. Simming this week to the conference championship. Will the rest help us or will it make us lose? It seems as if we did lose 28-23 to the Eagles. Scrolling down, Puka's up there still. McBride's doing his thing. Rousseau, that's the left end. James Pierce, still good. Rigoberto Fry, 99 overall, gets himself a Pro Bowl. Jared Verse, still doing what he does. Great player, making the Pro Bowl. Now we sim to the Super Bowl. The Vikings are in a Super Bowl. Can they win a Super Bowl is the question. Browns, Vikings, yearly awards. Defensive Player of the Year is not off the table. I think we might have secured it, actually. Defensive Player of the Year actually goes to Greg Rousseau. Forgot he was a Packer. He wins it, but best linebacker goes to us. We'll sim to next season, 2034. We're almost a decade in to the simulation. Another year, another chance of Defensive Player of the Year. We'll take a look at the rosters. I'm pretty sure he's still a Buck. He's in his 3rd season, I think, in his contract. And he's still 99 overall, but he has a +2 morale or temper. I don't know what that TMP is, but he's a true 97. Here we are, 3-14 Panthers. They still have not improved. It's a 13-4 Bucks team though, and the 1st seed is 15-2 Niners. So the NFC is absolutely stacked this year. We're a 3rd seed with a 13-4 record. Eagles are 13-4 as well with the 2nd seed. Viewing that playoff bracket, it's going to be Bucks versus the Giants. Rigoberto Fry, 11.5 sacks. Does it again. 11.5 sacks with an interception, 5 tackles for loss, 69 tackles, 2 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble. He's playing great. He is a great player. In terms of sacks, Bruce Smith is at 200 career sacks, while our player, we head to career stats and to the Buccaneers, and then to the defense, 3,200 yards for Clay Derby, by the way. Great career by him so far. Rigoberto Fry is at 125. So he needs 75 more sacks in a very short period of time. So I think that's out of the question for sacks. He is the Bucks all-time leader in sacks though, which is a good accomplishment in itself. Can we make the divisional round? The Giants are the 6th seed, and we end up beating them 26-20. It's going to be a Eagles-Bucks matchup. 2nd versus the 3rd seed. Tough matchup. We have both 13 and 4 teams simming this one here, the divisional round. Can we make the conference championship? And it looks like we do. 21-2. We hold them to a safety. A safety is impressive, but all of our points coming in that first half. We got completely shut out in the second half, but they were only able to put up 2 points on us. That safety, I want to know who got that. That safety was Cordell Richards from Michigan. 6'4", 258, 2.5 sacks from Rigoberto Fry. 5 tackles, no tackles for loss, and then once again, zeros across the board. Great game from him. It's going to be Niners versus the Bucks. We could make another Super Bowl appearance if we beat them. If not, Pro Bowl is still on the table. And looks like we lost 33-28. It's going to be the Niners versus the Steelers. That's a good matchup. Historic matchup in terms of Super Bowls totals that they have. View Pro Bowl roster. Scrolling down, Brock Purdy's still in the league. Nakua dropped from 99 to 85. Amon-Ra still in the league as well. Grady Jarrett, nope, that's a left tackle. Never mind. If we keep on scrolling, Greg Rousseau is still in the league. James Pierce is still in the league. Rigoberto Fry gets the Pro Bowl. He's at a 98, probably like a 96, 95 now, after you take into account his boost with morale and whatnot. For Defensive Player of the Year, Tyrell Connor. We didn't even make the top 10 for Defensive Player of the Year with 11.5 sacks and good tackles. And never mind, best defensive line. It's Rigoberto Fry in 2nd. We lose out to Clyde Richards from the Vikings. Same face scan as the Jets quarterback that we saw previously a few seasons ago. But time is near. This guy has a few more seasons, and while it's been a good ride, I don't know if it's NFL GOAT worthy. He's the 99 overall, which is great. He's true 98 actually. He managed to progress one. I think he was at 97 at one point. And he has great stats, 99 across the board. He has led in sacks for the history of the Bucks, which is once again impressive. However, the awards don't add up. He has a Super Bowl win, of course, but he doesn't have that Super Bowl MVP. He has countless Pro Bowls. He pretty much has Pro Bowl almost every single year he's played in. But there is no Defense Player of the Year award, and that's a pretty significant award when you talk about left outside linebackers. Just purely off the position, you don't expect MVP, so you want to see Defense Player of the Years. We haven't been able to get that. We've been close. We've got 2nd, we've got 3rd. We've had 1st in the NFC side, but we've never truly gotten it in the entire NFL. So we'll see where he's at next season and where he is at the end of the season next year. We're not in the playoffs, the Panthers. However, the Bucks are 11-6 as the 2nd seed. Lions are 13-4, the 1st seed. Take a look at the playoff bracket. We are the 2nd seed going against the Bears, and then it's Rams, Falcons, Giants, Vikings. Raiders get their bye week, and it's Texans, Bills, Bengals, Browns, AFC North matchup, and then Jets, Broncos. And we win. We win by a field goal. It was closer than we wanted. We will go against the Vikings, 2 seed versus the 5th seed. I'm pretty sure we've seen this matchup already before. We'll sim though. 2nd seed versus 5th seed. We can beat them. Will we beat them? We do. 29-21. Falcons upset the Lions, 31-7. Wow. Okay, we have a Raiders, Jets on the AFC side, Bucks, Falcons on the NFC side. Rigoberto Fry was on the Buccaneers. How he did performed during the season. Clay Derby doing well as usual. And Rigoberto Fry, 14.5 sacks. Absolutely dominating. 14 tackle for loss, leads the team, and then 1 interception. So it's a pretty good season. We lose to the Falcons. Falcons are on a crazy run right now, being the 3rd seed Rams, 1st seed Vikings, and now the 2nd seed Bucks. Falcons Jets Super Bowl is a rematch from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, from what we saw in the simulation. Pro Bowl roster, we should have made it. 14.5 sacks seems like plenty to go ahead and make it, and we do. We're 98 overall and the best left outside linebacker in the NFC according to the Pro Bowl. Defensive Player of the Year on the NFC side, it's Cameron Lindsay, and then it's Rigoberto Fry in 2. Unfortunate. And then best linebacker, I'm hoping we get best linebacker. We do. It was us and then Matthew Whitfield as the runner-up for the Rams. It goes to DeAndre Shields of the Texans, actually, not even the Cardinal guy. And the Jets get their Super Bowl. They win, 2-time Super Bowl champion, first time since, 1960 something. I saw something where the last time they won, people didn't even walk on the moon. That is wild. You have people walking on the moon before you've won a second Super Bowl. But in 2035, they get things done. Rigoberto Fry still be in the league, finishing his 5th and final year in his contract, or will he be retired? We'll go ahead and check it out now. Here we are at the end of the 2036 season. It's the Bucks 10-7 as the 2nd seed. The 1st seed goes to the Niners at 13-4. Viewing the playoff bracket again, you know the drill. We're going against the Commanders, seeing them for the first time in a long time. I don't know if they've even shown up at all during the simulation, but we will go against them. He is 13.5 sacks, 65 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, gets himself an interception, 2 deflections, and a forced fumble. So it's a really good season from him. Still at, 31, 32 now? He is performing really well. Yeah, 32, 12 years experience. Performing really well. And he's still high 90 overalls. He is not regressing at all. And I didn't change any of the sliders. You can't change anything for slider regression other than development traits. And I haven't changed anything at all. They shut us out 14-0. That is absolutely shocking. Clay Derby, Buccaneers quarterback, switches to the Commanders and wins himself a playoff game. 5 tackles, 0 sacks, 0s across the board, so he didn't do much to impact the game. James Pierce Jr. still in the league. And Rigoberto Fry, 97 overall and a Pro Bowler still. Defensive Player of the Year goes to James Pierce Jr. Rigoberto Fry gets 3rd. It wasn't a crazy good season, but in terms of sacks from previous years. But best linebacker and a top 3 in the player voting for Defensive Player of the Year. He signs a 1-year deal, $11 million, $13 million with the signing bonus. So it's a great contract for him. Still getting paid, and he's above a 90 overall, which is great. But after this season, he's going to tank. So we'll see how he performs there in this next season. And at the conclusion of the season, this Panthers team is abysmal. I have to see this team every single time I sim. 1-16 and 32 in almost every category of offense and defense other than defensive pass yards, where they improve at a 25, that is something. Anyways, Bucks are the 1st seed, 14-3, the highest we've seen them so far. Stats and awards, of course you want to see it. We're going to sim or look. 15.5 sack season. Rigoberto Fry is not declining at all. Regression is not in his future. Just performing out of his mind. 15.5 sacks at 91 overall now. 2 deflections there in the pass coverage department. 16 games played, so they keep resting him in that final game of the season. 15.5 sacks, 70 tackles. Great season from him. 1st seed, Bears, Seahawks, Commanders, Lions, Cardinals, Falcons. Cardinals are back in the playoffs. Then we have the Dolphins as the 1st seed. Texans, Browns, Steelers, Broncos, Chargers, Colts. So it's been pretty consistent with the teams that have made the playoffs, but Dolphins seem to be new, and Cardinals are there for the first time in a little bit. Seeing who we play in the divisional round after the bye week that we had, it is the Seattle Seahawks being the 2nd seed Bears. So we gotta be careful. They're able to defeat a good Bears team. And then it's Falcons, Lions, Dolphins, Browns, and Chargers, Broncos. Great games across the board. It was a 19-7 win over the Seattle Seahawks. We're going against the 5th seed Falcons. Pretty sure they beat us a year or two ago, but it's a chance to get some revenge. Can we make another Super Bowl towards the end of the career of Rigoberto Fry? We lose to the Falcons again. They're our kryptonite. We lose 10-24. Rigoberto Fry is the left outside linebacker 2 on the NFC, but still manages to get that Pro Bowl season under his belt. Defense Player of the Year is Brian Foster, Matt Ford, and then Rigoberto Fry at that 3 spot. And then towards the end, best linebacker, Brian Foster wins it. Rigoberto Fry second. Few available free agents. And Rigoberto Fry is a Raven. That is a great team to go to. Potentially a good opportunity for sacks. If we check and edit the player, 14 years experience, 34 years old. Head on over to contract. And the Ravens gave him a 1-year deal, $9 million salary, $10 million signing bonus. He regresses to star development, and he is now no longer 92, but jersey number 58 to next season. And check out the Ravens roster and where he is on the depth chart. For the year 2038, let's take a look at the standings in the AFC now, because Rigoberto Fry has made the transition to a new conference. Colts, Steelers, Broncos, Patriots, Raiders, Bills, Jets, and that's it. Jets were the final seed to have made the playoffs, and the Ravens are dead last in the AFC, 6-11. Unfortunate. That is the worst record we have seen in a long time, and he finally misses the playoffs, unfortunately. See if the defensive scheme was good, and it wasn't at all. It was 2 sacks for Rigoberto Fry in his 1 year with the Ravens. 97 tackles, though, was a new career high, I'm pretty sure. 5 tackles for loss, 2 interceptions. So he contributed in different ways. Forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 2 7 pass deflections, and 2 fumble yards. So he was more of a pass coverage linebacker rather than a blitzer, which is different approach to what we've seen throughout his career. We saw him on the Panthers not do as well, similar to what he's doing on the Ravens, and they used him as a pass coverage linebacker. The Bucs used him as a get after the quarterback type of linebacker. So we'll check out the career stats, but I think he's at 170 now for career sacks. Yeah, 170.5. He's 30 sacks off from the record, so it seems like it's too far off now. We needed a good season this year and a good season the following year for it to be a possibility of us beating Bruce Smith, I believe, who had 200 sacks. But 170 sacks is nothing to be ashamed of. He actually does make it. 87 overall on the AFC side. He's the 2nd left outside linebacker on the AFC side. Impressive. I didn't think that was a good enough season for a Pro Bowl, but he still gets it, keeps the streak alive. Rigoberto Fry is 10th, so he cracks the top 10 for the AFC side. And the Hall of Fame class in the right-hand corner, Pro Bowl Hall of Fame class of 2039, goes to left outside linebacker Rigoberto Fry and defensive tackle DeAndre Shields. And they will be going into the Hall in Canton, Ohio, the 2039 Hall of Fame class. What a career by Rigoberto Fry. That is the conclusion. Random Number Generator was unable to get an NFL GOAT, but was able to put an NFL legend in NFL history. Anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure recording this video, and if you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. Make sure to subscribe and like, and we'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to see more Madden rebuilds, please consider subscribing and liking the video to help support the channel. Additionally, I have a Twitch channel that will be linked in the description where I'll soon be streaming, so if you'd like, you can go ahead and follow that. And if you have any Madden challenge ideas or rebuilds along with any video suggestions, make sure to leave a comment as I'll be reading all of them. Once again, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya!